So starting off with the birds, so I have all kind of birds over here. So let's start with the red bird. Red bird is right here. So basically, I have this power up function in all the all the game objects, and which is overridden by all the bird classes. So in the update loop, I just call the power up function, and it does the power up whatever the bird does. So basically, red bird has no power up, so it's not over here. Whereas we can go into this big red bird, it has also no powers. Over here I have increased the density to the double because big red bird is like big in a size and heavier. So, and this is a black bird, and the power up function of this bird is it's going to be like it changes its sprites and sets its limit value to 0 and then explodes. So it adds a new kill command which kills itself after 6 seconds, and it also creates the explosion over here. And going on to the bluebird, spawns like 2 extra birds. So over here I have like 2-pointer stop bird and the bot bird, which creates the new 2 birds. And down there is powered up. Is powered up is like to set the clock whether it's going to be powered up next time or not. So it's once it's never called again. So let's set shift type, and it changes its velocity, and it has the velocity little bit up and a little bit down. So it's like a 3 things going out at once. And the egg is actually I given game object egg, and it has a power up of exploding itself. And the white bird does the power up. It just like spawns the egg and goes into the up direction and kills itself after 6. So okay, and so those are the birds. And the slingshot, yes, the slingshot is right up here. I have slingshot. I have different kind of like sling big, sling rubber, and sling small. So the slingshot constructor calls all 3 of them and place them accordingly in the constructor. And the sling rubber is the main part of this. Whatever is this here? So sling rubber is the thing over here that has the shape and the size and everything. So, and basically I have in this input test class, I have a function called okay. Over here in this link test, okay. So over here, if it's button press and if it is not previous press, it's going to set its reset position. That is the reset position of the rubber that it should go back to, and it will test the fixture of the rubber. If it's inside, then it set the current bird, that is the bird that is to be shot, is set to the current bird, and then we just use that current bird to like move along with the mouse. During the during the mouse is down and it was previous down, that is the dragging effect, we just correct the origin and like draw the vector. And so according to the factor, its factor is the scaling factor, so that's the rubber is scaled according to it. And the new position would be this pixel to meter and converting to the new position and setting it to new position. And on release, we are going to shoot the current bird into that direction by the 60 is the magnitude that stays constant, but it is multiplied with the scale x. So scale is a variable over here, so it shoots in the unit vector of the draw vector into the 60, that is a constant, and this is the variable part of the equation. And it sets in, after shooting, it sets the rubber band to again to the 0, and previous is false and state it outside. And in the slingshot, it also tests whether if E button is pressed, it calls the power up function. So that's the power up function. That's done with the slingshot and the bird killing mechanism. So for the bird killing mechanism, I have a game manager class. in the manager game manager here. So basically in the game manager class I have the array of the game over here, game objects, and in the load up function I have loaded up it with the birds, and every time we press a button it checks if it's empty or not. If it's not empty, then first it will like empty it and then it will load up. So it will always load up this birds, and you can change the birds over here and it will like add the birds accordingly. So that's for the bird queuing mechanism. Going towards the pigs, so we got two classes, pig and pig with helmet. So basically their HP is decided by the max damage. So pig with helmet has a 450, whereas pig has only 150. And I have overridden all the game objects with these uh, all the game object 2Ds with this. Where is that? Over here, the game object sprite array. So basically I store all the images in here, and according to the damage it is called. So whenever there is a collision, it calls the add damage function of the respective game object that is overridden by each and every game object, and it checks whether damage is more or less, and accordingly it will change its sprite. So more damage and it will increase the sprites. So it works that way with both of them, and it changes the sprite, which I'll see it when, in the end when I play the game. And going towards the three type of blocks, so here are ice blocks. I call them glass blocks. So here are the glass blocks, and they have their own sprites, and like I said, they have each of the game objects have their own sprite array. So here's a sprite array for that one, and according to the damage it is always changed. So glass blocks are weak and the woods are medium and the stones are heavy. So accordingly I have set their HP. So the max damage of the stone are 500, whereas for the wood it's just like 400, and in these uh, glass blocks it's going to be like 200, so it's less. And they change their damage according to their damage. They change their sprite that you can see over here. Where's the board? Okay, here board.cpp, and add damage function that is overridden, and over here it checks whether what is the total damage right now and change the sprite accordingly into each update. So does that, and pressing the M button will turn on the music, but I'm not turning it on right now. It's annoying a bit. So playing the game, it loads up with the level 1. Pressing 2 will load the level 2. Pressing 3 will have this gear demo. So pressing 1 and then the slingshot. Oop. And again this birds, and pressing T will reload all the birds back to their size, and pressing 1 will create that everything back. So yeah, let's see the power up thing. So I'm gonna slow motion it so we can where did I press that button? Okay, so I'm gonna slow motion it so that we can see the power up of it. You can see that when it power up it changes its sprite, and the red one is not going to do anything when I press the button. So we can change the birds and we can change it, and yeah, so we go to the explosion sharpener and we can turn on these sprites so that you can see them in there. So I have used the explosion for the explosion thing, and in this game manager load up birds, I'm gonna make this one as a blackbird. So when I shoot the blackbird, oh, Did I press T? I should press E. Okay. So pressing E will like explode everything. And I have this spoof thing that comes in there. So I got this spoof.cpp, which is like a game object and has a 4 sprites, and it has event of changing sprites, like it changes sprites every 25 seconds. So basically using that we can see that it gives the effect of like, you know, the animation for the damage and poof poof poof. So that are those, and let's see the second level where we can do the damage, and you can see that the early one pigs are gone, but with the helmet it stayed for a longer time because it has more HP. And going to, why do I press the T button without use? Okay, so going to the third level, and you know, I got this spear thing that we can hurt. So I don't think I'm missing out anything. I don't know. This is the project.